What is up, everyone? How we doing tonight? We pumped?
Speak up.
We're pumped, bro.
Out?
Yip it out. Yap it out. Yell it out.
ET says, "What's up, brothers?"
Brother.
Daryl.
Daryl's pumped.
Yeah. Everyone
And I'm here
recovered.
to pump you up.
Everyone recovered from the webinar last night.
Who implemented? Because I actually got some messages from people who implemented shit from last night. And guess what? It's working.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, tonight, like everyone knows, we're gonna have Corey King Closer on. Corey, you want to say hey?
Hey.
And then and then we're gonna have Steve back on. Who wants to kind of get a preview of what Steve's second process is in closing leads on Facebook? Give me a hell's yeah if you're excited about that.
Yeah, give me
I'll give it a hell's yeah. That's a hell's yeah. That's why I'm here. I'm just here. I'm here to hear his. I'm gonna get over mine as quick as I can.
Yeah, he's just gonna talk as fast as he can.
No, start talking about
I wonder if it all might not tie together or something like that.
Yeah, we'll definitely be tying it together. Why do you think we would have? We did the 3 webinars we did, right? Remember, I keep talking about the ultimate goal. What's the ultimate goal?
Taking money.
You're not supposed to say it, Corey.
Oh.
Supposed to let them eat.
It's
Daryl. Daryl, I want to eat pizza with you soon.
Dude, is that her?
Coffee.
It might be.
Coffee.
Are you out there?
Show me the money, guys.
coffee down.
What does your business have to survive? Unless you're like some weird Silicon Valley place. That
Electricity.
Investments and shit.
Desk.
Yeah.
Internet.
Yeah. What do you need to buy the electricity and the desk, right?
Yeah, there we go. Cash flow.
That's it.
And then on the same line, customers. And even better, paying customers is another answer. Leads. Yeah. There's the start of it right there. There's a reason all of it fits together. There's a reason Steve's here. There's a reason Corey's here. There's a reason Brad's here. And I'm just here because the drinks are free.
Because he's cute, yeah. But yeah, so we wanted to build this shit up. We wanted to make sure that you could go in with confidence. We want you to be able to drive leads, and we want you to be able to close those leads. So hopefully everyone gets a ton of value from these. Who in here has gotten a ton of value so far that's been on all 2 of them, I guess, and now 3?
Has it been worth your time?
Mm-hmm.
Give us a hell no.
Yes, there we go. Yep, shit ton.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
You guys ready for some more value? I don't think they're ready.
I don't think they're ready for value.
I'm as pumped as Hulk Hogan. That's right, Paul.
Can we do
I was a Hulkamaniac back in the day. I did this because that's what Steve wears if we have a consult or if we're in a meeting. He insists to have the webcam on. And at the end, he rips his yellow Hulkamaniac shirt off. And,
I wear rubber bands on my face, so
I got a wicked sweet Big Lebowski T-shirt that says Big Lebowski Achievers. Thing is awesome.
That's it.
Get tons of compliments on it.
If you can't hear anything, it is you because everyone else can. So
yeah, Scott, get your.
I'll make a chat announcement about that real quick. If you cannot hear us, it is you.
Everyone can hear us, right? Loud and clear. Give me a loud and clear. Yep. 5 by 5. I talk loud enough. My wife comes in. She's like, "Who the hell were you yelling at?" I was like, "You don't worry about it. I was talking to a client."
Yeah.
So I don't talk to them
like that way to clients.
Yes, I do. I don't
Especially
keep
when they don't
them.
show up.
You kept telling them to shut up. I don't get
Yeah.
it.
We said okay, and he kept talking. They say.
All you're doing is raising my price.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I keep doing. I threaten to shut down the campaign, and they pay me more. You've been in that situation.
Rocket Man style.
That's it.
I'm a rocket man.
Rocket Man.
All right, everyone ready? I think I've stalled long enough for enough people to get in. We still do have people coming in, but Screw it. We're gonna get started. They can watch the replay, right? Are we recording?
Yeah, we're recording.
Hopefully, Mike doesn't stop recording. Yeah, exactly. Too bad for them. All right, Corey, you wanted to throw the screen over to you. Do you have all the illicit stuff closed?
1 second. There's that one picture you sent.
Yeah, I told you to not leave.
That's a good-looking goat, though, man. I don't know.
No,
yeah,
dude. Horns.
I call him Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpy.
All right, you need the screen, Corey?
Yeah, give me the screen.
Please. Yeah.
Rumpy. Whoa, where's Corey?
He's
right
coming.
here. I'm showing.
Oh, he already has it. That's why.
Put the coffee down.
Put the coffee down. Coffee is.
Put that coffee down. All right, coffee's for closers, and I highly suggest everybody in here after this video, after the webinar, just go watch. There's like a 40-second video of that scene. Just Google "coffees for closers."
Glenn Ross is the movie.
Yeah, it's badass.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's so good. And if you take that attitude and just apply it to yourself and have this guy sit on your shoulder all day long, that'll bring you results all by itself.
Because he's a parrot.
Because he drives a Mercedes Benz. What do you drive?
Yep. So coffee is for closers, or if you don't like it, guess what? You're fired.
Mm-hmm.
So would you? How many people in here would probably fire yourself if you were hired to bring and close deals in? Would you fire yourself or would you hire yourself? So
just a damn good question.
It's a good question. It is.
Answer it.
Yes or no?
Answer that. Would you hire or fire?
So we got a
job in
truthful
your
person.
agency?
We got fired. We got a couple hired.
I'd
Someone
fire.
just said they were going to get high.
Not a
If you're
good
going to get
question.
high, then you should float. You should fire yourself. If you're gonna
Tim, I'm sure you do pretty good. You need to think more highly of yourself.
Good.
kicked
So
out of the country.
I mean, I'm sure everybody in here like probably thinks pretty highly of themselves, and but I want you to really hold the coffee for when you close and light a fire under your own ass to get some of the stuff going that we're going to discuss right here. And like some of these things, you may have heard some of them. Some of them we're taking a few old school things, we're mixing them in with some new things, and laser focused on specifically selling SEO deals. So
That's the key. Yeah, tailoring it to your industry, and that's what you.
That's
need
right.
to do.
Yeah, tailored. So if you have been on the phone with anybody recently or email back and forth, there's a ton of spam out there. I mean, I don't even say SEO when people ask what I do. And then when except for the people that come in, they're warm leads, they know they're looking for SEO. But the term is just so spammed, and everybody gets emails from like everybody's and their grandmas from India and all over the rest of the world. So for you to stick out of like probably 300 emails they might have gotten over the last year, or people that have tried to contact them, you're going to have to do some things right. So right now, where are your holes? I mean, are you filling your pipeline enough? Are you losing them out because of your pricing? Are you losing them out because they don't trust you? Are you losing because your company and your website is whack? Like, what are some reasons why you think that people are dropping off and you don't have a very good close rate? I mean, if you're closing like 1 out of 50 leads that you get in, or maybe you've never even had 50 leads, but why are you
up in here? Yeah, what of those of you that don't think you're getting enough clients, if you do client SEO, what's the reason? What's the big pain point there?
Like it could be like you don't know exactly what you're doing or how to sell. It could be that your website and your presence is crap. It could be that that your product, you don't fully understand your product. Like, which ones of those things do you not fully understand?
A lot of people here, and Carol kind of hit it on the head. The ask is really hard for me. You have to, if you know your worth, you can ask for the money. I was actually talking to a neighbor. She works at a bank. She was talking to her boss, and she's like, you should talk to Brad. He's really good at his job. He's like, I don't know if he's good or not. She's like, well, he drives, she said the car I drive. He's like, oh, he's overcharging people. Like, this is her telling me about the conversation.
But the 2005
I said, yeah, that Pinto is balling, yeah. So I said, no, I stopped her like mid-sentence. I said, no, I know what I'm fucking worth. You know, everyone in here that's gone through this webinar series, everyone in here that sticks with us is going to up their worth. And you have to know that, and you have to take it. And if they're not willing to pay for that worth, because you know how much money you're going to bring in, that's the important part. You know the market value of what you do. That's where people get hung up. They're like, you know, a $15,000 a month client. You go in there, they're like, well, can you do it for $7? They're like, well, $7 is still pretty good. No, don't fucking do it for $7. If it's worth 15, you fucking do it for 15. You don't go into the dollar menu at McDonald's, be like, can I get that cheeseburger for 50 cents? No, it's a fucking dollar. So
it's huge. That makes a huge point. I think too many people drop down their pricing by 30, 40% just because they want to land it. And nothing looks worse, anyone stop me if I'm wrong, than somebody who is desperate enough to lower their pricing by 30, 40% to land a client. They own you at that point.
If price is all you have to go by, then you don't think you're good at SEO.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Conversation.
I'm not saying you're not good at SEO. I'm saying you don't think you're good at SEO.
Yeah, good point. That's a good point. That is a really good point.
Yeah, but you're not getting if you accept 7, you're not getting 7. You're losing 8.
Exactly. You know? Yep. Perfect.
You're gonna take that.
There's a comment, you know, yeah, but I'd like to get a 3K client, let alone a 15K client. Well, that's the whole point of the whole series together. Looking at Facebook and some of the stuff that Steve might talk about later is there's people that are worth money out there that are willing to spend money on everything as long as you can show them the confidence and you know you can deliver for them. They are all out there to freaking touch right then. They're there for you.
They're there.
On that note, like confidence, I mean, you have to believe in your own product 100%. Like if you don't think that you can rank somebody, then you're not going to sell them. But
Corey, last night I was telling him about that client meeting we had where I came on and like yelled at the client and then he keep on. Corey's all chill. I'm like, this is going to be the best fucking decision you've ever fucking made. He's like, all right, I'll buy.
Yeah, that was it. He's like, show me where to sign.
Sometimes you have to abuse them. There's a question. I have a problem in tracking high dollar clients. Seems to always be under crying broke or the $500 range client. You know, I would ask you, what's your process for lead generation? Is what I would ask you right there.
Yeah, what pond are you fishing in?
Exactly.
Even with local, you can get some high dollar clients. You just go for the right niches.
You can definitely do that. Yeah, good point. So good. So know where your holes are. Just like when you get off the phone and you lose a deal, like, or you reach out to somebody who's like said, "Oh, sorry, we went with somebody else." Why did they go with somebody else? You can ask them, but you could probably figure it out yourself. Well, you know, I wasn't very confident on the phone. He probably didn't like me. I didn't do a good job selling. My website looks like crap. You know, who knows? But you got to figure those things out and start working on all of those to really present yourself as a Fortune 500 company if you're going to start dealing with, you know, bigger deals like that. So whoever asked that question, you know, if all you have up is a Weebly site and you're using a Gmail address, you're not going to get big clients anyways. So yeah.
You can't use your Hotmail account anymore?
Yeah.
You can. You certainly can. You can try.
It's a good point, Corey. There's a certain place you need to be in when you approach a certain level of client. You need to have certain things in place at that point. That's extremely important to be there before you even talk to people like that.
And Mike, exactly like to piggyback on that, one of the things that I use is just brand recognition. You know, using things like Huffington Post. You know, our clients get featured in Fox and, you know, in Forbes or anything like that for the bigger, higher ticket clients. And you can use some of that brand equity from other brands and leverage that to build that trust to help them to, you know, fall in love with your company. So if there's an association there, which is why, and I'll show you one of the things that we use like right off the bat, and that's associating with Google. And I'll show you how to really associate yourself with Google as an expert here in the training. So yeah,
you buy a robo-dialer and call everyone up and say, "Hey, did you know your Google listing is
yeah. Google calls me all the time, and I paid him like 10 grand, and nothing's changed.
Never worked, dude. I love taking those calls and then going and asking real difficult questions.
Good. There's a few things that people absolutely need before they buy. And if you've ever been to one of those chamber meetings, they hound away at this. But it's not just true for chamber stuff. This is true across the board, no matter who you're dealing with, because you're not dealing with companies when you go to sell. You're dealing with people. And it's a person or persons that are going to make the decision. So there's 3 things that people need before they buy. And I'm not going to make you guess because I don't want to cut anything out of Steve's presentation. I'm going to just get right into it right here. So this is old. So you guys have probably heard this, right? If you've heard this, just hit a 1 in the chat box. The old, but 100% relevant says you have to, that people buy from people that they know, like, and trust, which is when you're able to close the deal, right? Have you heard that?
Yeah, lots of 1s, Corey.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I haven't seen it, no. So.
Yeah, we know it, but are they doing it, right?
That's
yeah,
a
right.
good question.
Exactly.
Well, how do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. So we're going to get into how to do that very quickly to get somebody to do that. So in the newer economy and kind of in the newer language that we're using for closing deals and dealing with today's savvy internet marketer and company, they have to love you, they have to love your company, and they have to love your product, which is going to get you some coffee because you're going to close. So how do we get somebody to really love you, your product, your company at one moment?
How long, Corey? When you get on the call, should they know?
I mean, you should at some point they should love you, and then at some point they should love your company and they should love your product. It doesn't all have to happen at the same time, and I don't think it can. But just for one moment, all 3 of those things need to overlap, and then you are set to close that deal. You at that point, price is going to be aside, right? Money aside. I mean, you're not going to say that to them, but money aside, that's what it's going to amount to. So to get there, the first thing about you. Now we're getting specifically into SEO, and I mean, I'm sure the stuff, Steve, that you're working on, this would definitely work. I mean, you could probably switch a lot of this language over to like help with your Facebook or whatever medium that people are going into. But this is for people running their agency. So ask questions, and this is the question that we always start with, and it always gets them talking, and you get all the information that you need really quick up front. So you ask the question, what's driving your research as far as looking for help with your SEO today? And then just take notes. Start writing notes down.
Yeah, right now. No, write notes down right now. Write that line down.
Yeah. Even when I record my calls and I have them for posterity, I'm jotting things down in front of me on paper.
So why is this such a badass question? You guys are all thinkers. I know lots of, I know some of the names here actually. I can't say lots anymore, but what's driving your research as far as looking for help with your SEO today? Why is that such an awesome question to start with?
Why are you looking to hire an SEO?
Grant, that was a great answer right there. Grant says it lets you find out their pain point, find out what they understand.
Yep.
He's telling you what he needs to close and what he's looking for. They're telling you their why. It's an open question. A lot of good answers. It's a great question to start with.
Yeah, and they'll tell you. They will tell you everything that and they're just setting themselves up for the close right off the bat. But what this does is it's helping them to fall in love with you. In a business speaking, unless you're Brad, they really do fall in love with you.
That's only the male clientele. That's
Good job.
So what do you do, Corey? Right after you ask that question, Corey. What do you do?
So I'm taking notes. I'm listening to them, and then I say, "Great. Well, are you in front of a computer?" Yeah, I'm sitting right in front of my computer. Great. Well, if you got a minute, I'm going to go ahead and shoot you over a screen share where you're going to get to see my screen. I won't see you. But and then you'll see me for a brief moment, and we'll do some keyword research, competition analysis, and look at some opportunities and next steps. Sound good? Oh yeah, let's do it. So I shoot them over a screen share. You absolutely need to have I mean, I use Join Me. It's free. I've never paid for it. It works really good. And so they click on it. It opens up in a window. They don't need to download anything. It's just another browser window. And voila, all of a sudden they can see your screen and everything that's on there. And what I always like to do is I will pull up a video of myself talking so they can actually see my face. I'll just get a little window in the bottom. However, whatever software you need to get with that on PC, you can use QuickTime on a Mac, and you can get your face up there. And this is crucial, especially today. People need to see a face behind an internet marketer, and that is going to immediately set you apart from every other, person who might just know sales on the other end. And that's going to build. It's just going to set them at ease. It's going to build that trust and confidence that this person is being transparent with me and honest, and it sets the tone for the rest of the call. And then you can close that window and get into your research.
It's the difference between an email and a freaking phone call, right? So many internet marketers think email is sufficient. No, it's not. And actually a phone call isn't sufficient. They actually need to see who you are. Just like Corey said, they need to know you. They need to know exactly who they're talking to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So next, now this is when you're starting to build it. You're really starting to show them and get them excited. Now you want to future pace all of your potential clients. And when you get into your keyword research, one of the crucial elements that you want to bring into it is you pull up a calculator on your screen after you've done some research.
Research then, Corey.
And this is the part that I was talking about with Google. So with the keyword research, I'll pull up the Google Keyword Planner. Because it may be, whatever your preference is for keyword research, when you pull that one up, they're looking at that screen and they're seeing you navigate through that with ease, and they make an association with you and Google, which is the exact association that you're looking for when you're going to sell SEO deals, right? So, for example, I was on a call today and the guy was looking for furnace repair, in Chicago, along with other things, AC and everything. So I pulled up just this one search, which wasn't even his main one, but he said this was a good one for him. And he said, yeah, it's usually about, $200 to repair it, $89 to come out. So yeah, $289 per call. So I said, okay, John, Chicago furnace repair, 1,000 searches a month, $289. That's $289,000 of new business each month on the table for just this search. And we haven't even looked at AC repair or HVAC repair. So that's a great market to be in. Yeah, it looks like you've got a lot of opportunity within arm's reach of your website. So you're really getting them juiced up about that. And then you ask them and say, by the way, what is the monthly goal or the annual maybe revenue goal for your business? And in this case, the guy said 7.5 million. And I was like, okay, you've obviously thought a lot about that. How is your business going to change when you hit 7.5 million from where you're at today? And I had asked him earlier, he said he got 3 employees, they're not killing it yet. And he said, oh, well, we're going to have to move, get a bigger warehouse. And I said, are you going to go to different areas of the city, multiple locations? He's like, yeah, maybe we'll do that. And so you just get them really dreaming about the future. And then when you start doing your competition analysis, you show them all of their competitors that are pulling that kind of bank down. And you start to aggravate that a little bit. And you do the keyword research, and on the competition analysis, you've got like, so here we go. So you've got the Moz Bar, you've got SEMrush, you've got Majestic, and you're showing them all of your research at the same time. We're not going to get into how to use any of these, but you should absolutely have those. And so, and that goes right in with, just asking that question, what would you like people to type into Google to find your business? And so, and I think I got these like maybe reversed, but that's an important question. So what do you think that people should type in so they can find you? And in that case, Chicago furnace repair or AC, whatever. So you do all that research, you show them all the money that's on the table. And then in a lot of times you'll see that it's been increasing month over month. And then you ask them, has your business increased by 25% like the market has over the last year? No, it hasn't. Okay. All right. You just checking. So
creating more pain points.
I've got a question. Are you guys doing this kind of stuff on your phone calls, or are your phone calls lacking a little bit compared to what we're talking about right here? Are you showing? Are you getting on? Are showing your face? Are you walking through this kind of stuff with people? Good. Yes.
Bunch of no's.
Yeah, I'm wondering, are they asking these kind of open-ended questions that Corey's talking
That's
about?
the thing. That's exactly it. I'm not saying even just what you're showing them, but look at the questions.
Yeah.
Corey is my new prophet. That's. I send a video after the call. Dwayne, that's good. That really builds rapport. But doing it live, it's really hard to beat that.
Mm-hmm.
So.
There's really actually video and live communication. They're just completely different levels. They do not perform the same. I've seen it in multiple agencies that I have started, and there is no comparison.
Yeah, and when you're doing it live too, you come across as, I mean, you're just impressive of, look at how fast I'm doing this. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing this up willy-nilly. You know?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, so I mean, so you're building that trust, you're building up that basically that competency that they're looking for, that somebody who knows what they're doing all the research, you're popping the hood on their competitors, you're showing them how they're ranking, you're showing them why, you're showing them what a backlink is. You're basically giving them an education for free, and you're building value up front before they've even paid a dime.
They don't know how to go in there and actually look at what their competitors are doing, and you've just done it in like seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, done.
I've been on phone calls where they're like, well, yeah, I know Corey has too, where they're like, man, the last guy I talked to didn't seem nearly as knowledgeable as you. I was like, oh, cool. What did I say? Because I just blacked out for like 5 minutes talking. So,
yeah, exactly.
Again.
Did you write that down?
There's a question here, Corey. Have you already done any of the research in advance?
Oh, that's a great question. And the answer to that is no. Unless
quick.
Unless I get a lead in that I'm just like, I look at it and I'm not sure, then I'll just do a little bit of research and just see kind of what kind of company they are. But I typically don't do. I mean, why waste your own time? I mean, your time is valuable. Just do it right there in front of them.
Yeah, and I do some upfront research just so I can get a layout of the land. Like one client, sorry, I closed because they were near Jackson, Mississippi. So it was keyword plus, they're smaller city near Jackson. I'm like, yeah. Have you thought about bringing traffic in from these keywords? He's like, well, I'm already ranking for that. I was like, yeah, but you're only 10 minutes from Jackson and you're nowhere on the map for that. Do you think people drive from Jackson to your city? It's only 10 minutes. He's like, yeah, I guess they would. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah, that's perfect because you're getting 10x the keyword volume, everything. You're going to just take it to the next level.
Well, you just put a revenue stream inside of a businessman's head that they didn't have there already. And that's a freaking huge thing. You can make them think that there's all that new money on the table. That's giant.
Yeah. I mean, and a lot of times they have no idea how big their market is.
Yeah, sometimes they get that forest through the trees thing where they're so used to having nobody come from Jacksonville potentially that they're like, oh, I forgot it's 15 minutes away,
Right? Exactly.
Why not? And you can just ask that question.
And I'll tell you, if they're going to build a house or something like that, if you're doing local and it's service based, they're going to go 15 minutes to talk to somebody to get the right damn person to build their home. You know your product, and then trust is an important part of a product, and you're absolutely making that movement. If you can make a business owner realize that they've got an extra freaking 3 million people that they have in their pool that they didn't think about before, well, not only that, you just provided a business consultation freaking to them for free,
It's a holy shit moment, yeah.
Exactly.
Send them a bill.
Yeah.
There's a question, you do it on the fly. Yeah, that's what Corey was saying, is that unless it's a client, if you get one of those, here's the thing. When you do it kind of like the way Steve does it, you kind of know what you're getting. You can kind of go pick and choose who you're talking to. But
if they're doing $50K a month in ad spend, yeah.
If you're doing like just kind of like you got random people coming in through like discovery forms and you don't really know who they are, but you have one that you think, oh, this could be a large company. This could be, 15, 20,000 a month. 25,000 a month, you might want to do a little bit of pre-research about the business, right? But if it's not that kind of client, then there's no reason to waste time on the pre-research, and you might as well go in and do it on the fly because you have the ability to do it on the fly, and it makes you look like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yeah, that part is true. Like, I mean, you can pretty much tell just by dropping so the only research that I typically do if I'm going to do it is I'll just drop it into either SEMrush or Majestic to see how powerful the domain is, and that's about it.
Yeah, and I like to, if I'm going to throw it there, I like to see, are they ranking on page 2 for anything? That's
yeah, of course.
Focus on that.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely your low hanging fruit. Yeah.
Then you know how to structure your freaking bid right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I mean, you can. I mean, if you're familiar enough with it, you can do it on the fly. But if you need to spend some time researching it first, then by all means, absolutely. But I mean, the thing sometimes with researching it before you make the phone call and then they don't answer, then you've just wasted like 15 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. So.
Yeah.
The question for you, Corey: how do you pre-qualify before a presentation? Do they have a budget for SEO, or do you take all comers before a presentation like this?
No, I like if a lead comes in, I'm calling them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, somebody with a crappy website and no backlinks could come out with like a $1,500 a month, $2,000. So it just depends.
And if you're doing certain things right, you already know where your people stand. And not to step on Steve's toes, but
toes? What? I want to flip.
Again, there's a reason this is all tied together, guys and gals. You need full control of everything in your business, in my opinion, and that's what this is all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you run efficiently enough, you can pick up the smaller clients as well. And
that's absolutely.
Yeah, that's something I call diversifying your SEO.
That was my big breakthrough this year. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Being able to take on the smaller stuff, that was my huge breakthrough.
Beautiful. Yeah, that is same here. Like that stuff is massively.
I know, and I know Brad. He knows that we've been working on doing that all year, but we've finally done it, and it's been huge.
Yeah. Which, by the way, so I have a just for the people that are live here. This link is not going to go out in any emails, but it's a one call close, and I'm going to share that with the people that are here live today, so you can watch it. I have two of them. I'll give you your pick as soon as we get through this. All right.
Can you explain the one call close, Corey?
Yeah, the one call close is you get a lead on the phone. Sometimes it's maybe even a phone call that's a warm coming in, or you call them after they've made some raise their hand one way or another. You take them through this exact process right here, and then at the end they're saying, "Where do I sign up?" Basically, that's the one call close.
Exactly.
And anybody in here have any one call closes? Just give me one if you have any one call closes.
Never.
I do.
I wish.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a huge amount.
Never.
If you can get on the phone call with someone and close them in 30 to 45 minutes.
Robin.
There he is. And close them in 30 to 45 minutes. I mean, that's an extra, and you just signed them for $750. That's an extra $750 in your pocket. That could be an easier SEO client. And then it's just it's milk money from then on.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen with your probably 1,500 and above clients, but probably most likely it's not going to.
I've seen it.
Part of it too, though, I think the other side, these are business owners, right? Especially when you start talking to the larger guys, and time is money. You know what I mean? They just, sometimes you can play on that and be like, listen, I think this totally makes sense. Why don't we move forward? Boom, just go with it, and then you don't have to say, do you want to sign the paperwork? Just say something like, does that make sense to you?
I love what Lee just said to go along with what Steve just said, is you can't chicken out. If you pick up on the fact that a business owner has this desire to move forward and make money, and you can pick up on it, don't pussy out, don't chicken out, go for it, get them done, and get it in your pocket.
I used to do face-to-face sales for back in my college job. And the easiest way to get a sale, you listen to the guy, and it's exactly the one call close that Corey's gone through. And granted, these were $100 purchases, or maybe $200-300 purchases at most. But it's let me get that for you. And they're like, oh, okay. And then you hand them the product, and they give you the money, and then it's done. Where if you hadn't say, let me get that for you, then he would have been like, okay, thanks, and walked off, or let me check with my wife, or anything like that. It's like, as soon as you know that they see the value and they want to sign, because they want to sign, because they want more clients, be like, perfect. Let's get you signed up today, and I'll get started as soon as this afternoon. Sound good? And then you fucking take their money, and then you knock it out of the park for them.
Yep.
And what did you do the entire time? Like, everybody can tell, what does Brad do when he's on the phone? He acts like he belongs there, right? I mean, he does. You get that confidence of, listen, I know what I'm doing. Like, let's just cut through the BS and let's move forward.
It's a great point, Steve. You should be looking at it like you're already their freaking partner in business. And you're going to be doing this for them.
Yeah.
You're going to make them money.
Your tone should be as their partner. Like you're taking ownership of that deal, right? Like from the very beginning, you're getting yourself in there as part of the company, and that really, just like you're saying, Steve, like you take that tone right off the bat and kill it.
Lee, there's this question: how do you handle objections? Lee, realistically, I've had them bring their IT guy on before, and just make sure I ask them a question that they can't handle when it comes to SEO, because you know more than that IT guy than SEO.
Yeah,
and then you say super easy to do.
Listen, your IT guy is an IT guy for a reason. He's not an SEO guy. I am a fucking SEO guy.
Yeah,
that's how I would handle that.
There usually is a tech issue if you're. Realistically, when IT is on the phone, you're on a six-figure contract.
Yeah, you can also do the flip. Like when somebody says that, you say, "Great, I love it when my clients have an IT guy because I have somebody that I can talk to when I have an issue or whatever."
Yeah, true. Solution for everyone, and we can get the best campaign possible for you.
Yeah, you just flip it and say, "Oh, I love it when they have those."
And that's why, again, sounding like you are their partner, talking like you are their partner. What Steve just said is spot on, because then, hey, not only do you have an IT guy, but you have an SEO guy that can work with your IT guy.
And your development team and everything else. Like we have clients that we work with everyone. Their marketing team, their sales team, their development team. Mike and I wouldn't do this for $1,000 a month client, but I would for the client that we have. I was close enough to drive. It was a hard drive. Mike, it was a hard flight. But we met for 2 days solid with their dev team, with their sales team, with their affiliate managers. We actually met the president. We met the president's sons, everyone.
People clean the office.
Yeah, exactly. Jose, yeah.
We met everybody. What's interesting is there's somebody that just asked a question that really makes me think of Steve and makes me think of Facebook, saying, hey, yeah, the IT guys usually end up being the gatekeepers. And that's very true. IT guys make really good gatekeepers. And I don't want to go into any more right this second, but that makes me think of you, Steve.
Go around them.
Going around them.
That's great.
How do you guys drive urgency? Okay, thanks. We need to.
You're leaving money on the table. No. It's very, very simple to show them the money they're leaving on the table.
With that, I would, if they said they need to think about it, I'd say, fair enough. Just let me ask one question. Do you like the idea? Does it make sense? And then they say, well, yeah. It's like, well, the longer you wait, the more money you're leaving on the table. I would prefer to get started on this right away because I've seen some low-hanging fruit that we can capture right away. Why don't we go ahead and get you signed up? Sound good? Yep. That's probably how I'd rebuttal that.
Yeah, that's.
And you want those rebuttals ready. I mean, realistically, you want them ready.
I've got a few in here, a few of those just like that. Yeah, and actually on the video that I'll send out, I go through rebuttals where they were at the point of. It's a smaller deal. They were like, kind of like, well, we don't want to spend that much, maybe $500, but we'll just think about it and then we'll get back to you. But I ended up closing them on the call, $750 a month. So
how many people here would take a $750 client? And it was pretty low hanging fruit, right, Corey?
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's like, but those rebuttals, you got to have those rebuttals in place, just ready for it. Like, hey, we'll be there every step of the way. And then, and I use that exact line, but do you like the idea? You like the product? Yeah.
You have a list of rebuttals ready, Corey?
I do.
Yeah. Go ahead, bring those up. Yeah. I think this is going to help a lot of people because rebuttals is what gets you. And you're always going to find new rebuttals. You might get through a call and you nail everything. And then the next one, the guy throws you a freaking curveball. You're like, shit. You're like, all right, you don't get down on yourself. Just like I was talking last night, you're not going to close everyone. You don't get down on yourself. You just learn from it, and you come up with a rebuttal. Corey and I were actually on a call with someone, and we came up with a badass rebuttal for a common like question about SEO.
It utilizes call centers and scripts. It's the same thing if you're doing pay-per-lead and you're doing pay-per-call. You need to be auditing your calls. You need to be freaking writing rebuttals to everything that comes up in those phone calls.
And you should love it when they say we're not ready to make a move right now, because you're like, oh, cool, I can switch into my time delay rebuttal. And then you say, well, we don't have the budget. Great, I can go to my budget rebuttal. You know, and you just switch right into them.
Yep, I need to talk to my wife.
Yeah,
great. Yeah, okay. Well, what do you think your wife would say? Don't you think
she's at Brad's house?
Yeah, she can't talk.
I'll dial her right now.
Yeah, I'll call her and see if she agrees. Yeah. Or
I got a question really quick. How do you differentiate between deals you accept for $750 and ones that you want to get $2K? On that note, though, I want to ask, where do you guys cut your level off? Like, do you guys leave everything under a certain amount on the table?
Oh, good question.
Where are you guys? Like, where's your thresholds? What are you taking and what are you leaving on the table?
Where do you say, I'm not doing it for that?
Depends on the business. 500 and up, 1,500 and up.
1,500 is pretty common.
I do not want to do a deal for less than 2,000. Yeah. And we all know why, right? Is it a pain in the ass to deal with people when it's under a certain amount of money?
Typically, huh?
If I found if they can't pay you enough, typically it's not in their marketing budget and there's a reason. You're their last hope and they blame you for everything a lot of times. But if you can get a results and you can pull them out of that through a systemized, SEO, process, just like what we gave you on Monday night, you can follow that, be like, okay, yeah, and you just budget it. You're going to make X amount of month one.
There's a question. Do you guys do a retainer mode or do you pay for performance model? It depends on how much they're paying me. I will use a keyword-based retainer model or I will use a KPI-driven, revenue-driven model. It just depends on what it is. I mean, I just look at revenue-driven models like I'm running a PPL campaign, and it's to me it's the same thing. So. But what was beautiful about this year is that we were able to come up with something that allowed us to freaking remove lower end caps and take those lower end clientele and not have to worry about it anymore because it took care of everything for us. And for me, that was like one of my aha moments this year was like, holy shit, I don't have to make sure they are paying me this much or more. I can take them lower than that. And that just was awesome for me this year. I'm in love with that this year, and that's because Google made a mistake and they combated PBNs. And once they went and combated PBNs, they made everything a hell of a lot easier for us.
Once Google tries to combat something, once they close the door, they open a window, and I open a beer typically. Because it makes it easier because not everyone else knows about it.
Yeah. There's a point there too. Lower paying clients can turn into much higher paying clients, and honestly, when you do their campaign correctly, they absolutely can.
And that line on that is when you're closing them, you just say if you're half as successful as virtually all our clients, you'll be wanting to expand your services very quickly.
I've heard you say that quite a bit, and it's made us money. No, but realistically. Who's noticed that Google's made a combat against PBNs recently? Anybody?
Anyone know what that is? What they've done? What they put in place?
We picked up on it. It happened this year, and most people missed it.
Relatively recently, yeah.
Most people missed it. What's the yes, sorta?
Canonicals.
I don't.
Yeah, you knew it.
Yeah. Penguin.
It has nothing to do with Penguin. It has nothing to do with freaking editing. Or
expired domains, I can rank with expired domains.
Yes, guaranteed. You can rank with expired domain. Expired domains work fine because
I run an $8,000 a month client with just expired domains and some guest posting.
Yes,
from Angel, where I just moved it.
Yeah. But they did a combat against them, and they made certain things stronger that has made it very easy to rank a lot of these lower level contracts, and that's what's really kind of allowed us to build the different agencies to 6 figures a month. And to me, they made it a really awesome change for us this month. So And are we talking about what that change is tonight, or what?
It's up to you, Mike.
Are we talking about it tonight? I'm asking you.
Are you asking me or them?
I will go into it if you tell me what. Do you think Google can get rid of PBNs? Because I have my opinion. I don't think they can. Do you? No, they can't. They can't get rid of them, can they? So what can they do? What can they do to combat? That's why I say combat PBNs. Can they make other shit work better?
More important, put more weight on something else to combat something that PBNs might not have.
There you go, Brett. You've heard it.
There it is.
Yes, they can. And Brett spit it out. And it's something that we call validated entities. And side by side, testing PBN to validated entity, whether it's auction or expired, whether it's a $500, $1,000, $1,500 domain that's never been dropped or a domain that's been dropped, taking away all other factors side by side, there's faster movement with validated entities.
Oh, big time.
And there is no question that they have made it stronger. And this comes down to the semantic web. If you know how the semantic web works, you understand why this shit works like it does. We could talk about this for hours. Google's had part of Cloudflare for a long time, but it really doesn't matter because they don't share certain data. Just on a side note, there was a question about it. But it comes down to the fact that they have made some combats against PBNs because they don't want it to be a prolific thing. So they've made some stuff work a little bit better. And we've been able to take that and turn that into an advantage for ourselves and be able to take the lower paying clients and not worry about how much they're paying us a month. Because right now we know we can take certain entities, match them together, and share content with each other and be done with our campaigns. So I wanted to make that known. We're not really going to go into a ton of details tonight because we're already like 50 minutes in, and I don't want to take any more of Steve's time. But they absolutely have made some huge changes in the combating of PBNs that have made our lives much easier.
Yeah.
How's that sound to you guys? You guys like that Google makes your lives easier?
Lee, that question, I'm saying I don't use PBNs in the traditional sense. I use them like mini nets, basically. Like I don't. If you're not in our mastermind, it's hard to kind of explain how
you want to have backlinks from real businesses with traffic. It all goes back to Triple T. Boils down to that. There's a lot more
down to the 3 pillars. Absolutely,
yeah.
It's all about the 3 pillars. It's all about traffic, trust, and fame. There's no question. And there's certain ways to go about creating this. There's certain ways to go about doing it, and then there's the way we're doing it, which is the way that's allowing us to do it as much as we want and hands-free.
How would everyone like to see our entire process? Just curious. How we take a site and sometimes rank it, and what's the shortest time frame, Mike? The one that you mentioned, I think on the first night.
So for an established entity, we're talking less than a day or two for their keywords. For a brand new site, the fastest I think I've seen is about 3.5 weeks to maybe a month and a half, utilizing the right kind of content sharing.
Everyone, tell me if it would be valuable if you had. By the way, have you enjoyed the 3-part webinar series so far? We really put a lot of work into it, so I'm hoping you liked it, to be honest. So
we had a really good dance routine worked out, but we're running out of time.
Yeah, exactly. So
interpretive dance.
How many of you guys would like us to greatly expand that?
How many people want to actually just do what we did to build a 6-figure agency in 4 months?
Over the shoulder, 100%. Bunch of yeses. How many people want to hang out and drink a shit ton of alcohol with me, Steve, Corey, Mike, and a few of our other closest SEO friends?
Whiskey.
Whistle pig, whistle pig, whistle pig.
Whistle pig.
Well, it's on me, Steve. I told you.
There it is.
Everyone.
How many people want to see Steve attend his first industry event?
I can't believe I don't think I'll leave my house.
Ah.
Guys, we hope you had a ton of value here, but there's only so much you can do in our sessions, and there's only so much you can not do live. But we are having a live event. We did do a live event last year. We walked through ranking. It's nfgseo.com/Greensboro because it's in Greensboro. It's in my backyard, so I could put on the best event possible. We're stepping it up from last year. Everyone
Guys,
came last year.
we won't be doing this next year either. So
No, yeah, Mike and I have already discussed it.
We discussed it and we're done. We're not doing another event.
Last year, the goal was to take over a niche, and we did it. This year, we want to focus on everyone making as much money as possible. I'm not going to guarantee.
And the reason we did it this year is because Brad said it, we won't do it unless we have something new. And because I was able to watch more than one student go from 10K a month to over 100K a month.
We've had some go from like 2,000 a month to like 20,000 a month as well. So
exactly, and I'm willing. I want to see the freaking process put directly into your hands. You have to understand it's not a freaking event like you're used to in the industry. You need to bring a laptop. You have to do pre-homework. You have to be ready to work when you're there. Our last event, we had rankings on the second day. This event, what we're hoping for is people to have leads and actually maybe closing shit on the second day. So that would make my day is if we can get somebody with a lead that actually is able to be closed there very quickly. So
Mike and I were actually talking about not doing it this year. We weren't sure because, rankings have stayed pretty much the same. I mean, we've added in the validated entities and that's taken it up a notch. So we'll be hitting that hard. But with the insert of Corey and Steve, I was like, we can not avoid doing an event this year, just because I want to learn from Corey and Steve, to be honest. So you got my my traditional bathroom humor video here, but if you've never seen one of my videos like this, you're in for a treat. Last year I had a cat shirt on, but
we also will talk to you about. I mean, honestly, we're going to get into what you need in place before you talk to Fortune 500 companies. Because the process we put together over the last year has allowed us to close those types of campaigns, and you need certain things in place with your agency before you do that. So we're talking the full system. We're going to give what we do for our business away completely, and
yes.
Make sure that it all comes together. And if you know us, if you're one of the ones that are here that actually know us, you know that we stick around afterwards. And on that note, we have to allow those that know us to come in before we allow those that don't know us to come in. So we need to limit certain things. Are we still limiting that, Brad?
Yeah, we are, because we did that pre-launch, so we gave them first mover right, because everyone that went last year, if they want to come back, they have first right to it. So there's only a limited number of spots for anyone that did not come last year. But and that's not a sales tactic, really. Like we do smaller events because we do them in workshop style. Like Mike said, bring your laptop. Last year, we walked everyone through how to rank without links, how to rank with just setting up a site, how to do your linking step by step by step. This year, we're including that, a majority of that in the pre-event training, so everyone can be brought up to par, and then we can focus on Steve. We can focus on Corey, and we can focus on making some fucking money. I know Steve has some badass stuff going. Last night, his video stuff, that's step one. Do you want step two? How to get leads directly from Facebook?
Yeah, that was just baby steps.
Exactly, Paul. Yeah. Steve, I've seen Steve in some tough niches just go in. He's like, yeah, I'm just throwing shit at the wall. I'm doing a testing campaign for a friend. It's just $500 a month in ad spend. And Steve rarely does that. If he does that, it's for a friend. But he was getting leads in one of the top niches for under like $10, I believe. Closed leads, not clicks.
On Steve, I got a question. Who's heard about that? Facebook taking away targeting for job titles and things like that. There was a question last night. What do you do about job targeting and things like that?
You asking me that?
I'm asking the people that, actually. And then I'm going to ask you that because I know that Facebook doesn't face you when they make changes like that.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, there's so many. There's so many things at the well that you can go into that doesn't even come into play. Especially like when somebody mentioned the IT guys, the gatekeeper, and trying to get around them. I mean, there's
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
There's some,
yeah.
Why don't you make me a presenter or whatever? And
all right. You guys want to see something that Steve has fucking blown my mind with?
Me to share all this stuff, but I'll show. I want to show you guys some stuff.
It goes beyond buying an industry email list.
All right, so this is my screen. Does everybody see it?
You guys got Steve?
So what I did is I created what's called a lead format. Okay, lead formats came out last year in January. Really hit the ground running last year in April. But guess what? Nobody's using them. Everybody's focused on traffic and smileys and likes and all that stuff. And while they're doing that, people like myself or other guys who are forward are quietly gaining tons and tons of leads at like virtually pennies, $5, $10.
You know what, Steve? I remember when you showed me that campaign. It was at $1 or $2, and you brought it to me at 8 cents.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy because what you do is if you guys were there last night, I showed you right. Lead format. I'm in. What I did is I just made an ad. I'm looking at it right now. This is an actual ad. I'm on the NFG page. But lead formats are the most expensive ad Facebook has because you get instantaneous access to information. So they charge an absolute premium. So what happens is people tried them and then they went broke with them and they said, "Oh, I can't use them," because they didn't follow a process, right? When I laid out yesterday, remember I said, don't go in there running in with your hair on fire, throwing the most expensive ad at somebody. Do a process, right? We talked about video and all sorts of stuff. But this lead format, check this out. This would be in your feed, okay? And I made it, obviously a little watermelon guy, and you get the leads here. And this would all be, filled out. And the person would say get quote on their phone, on their desktop, and instantly this little thing would show up. And this would be the entire screen on a mobile, right? And it comes, look at this, it comes populated with information, right? I mean, so if you guys want to spam me, you can go ahead, whatever. But you can put information here. You can ask up to 3 questions, like, can you count 1 to 3? Yes, no. You can put, how ready whatever, buying questions, SEO questions, where are you located, whatever. You can do 3 free form questions. It comes populated with their email. It comes populated with their name. And you can pick. I just randomly pick this stuff. There's about 30 things you can have automatically picked. They go through it. They hit submit. And then it would, I got to select it. Hold on. So you won't even let them do it. So they can't skip it. And this is populated by Facebook. You hit submit, and then boom, you're all set. Your info has been sent to NFG SEO. You can click on their website. But what you get, boom, instantly you get a text notification, you get an email, you get some kind of information with them as a lead. And it just runs silent.
Can the phone number be populated?
The phone number is automatically populated. So you could do this. You could put in city, state. You could put in auto-populate their work title, their work email. You can put in their cell phone number, right? You can put all that stuff in. It's automatically put in by Facebook, so it's about 98% accurate, unless you're like me and I go in and hard code all my bad information so I don't get spammed. But you can do all that, and you have that, and you start just developing that lead funnel. A couple of things. I didn't go to anybody's website. I didn't go to NFG SEO's website, wait for load time. I didn't do any of that. I just clicked the button, I submitted it, and boom, it got sent to. You can third-party integrate with CRM systems. You can get a notification on your cell phone, ding, 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 and then boom, you start farming these leads. So that's the vehicle that everybody should be using right now, but nobody is, because when they go to set it up, I guarantee you're setting it up wrong, and that's why you're not getting leads. You're not aiming at the right audience. You're sending to the wrong people. But when you do it the right way, it just coins gold. It's just unbelievable how popular this should be. But people, again, they just throw it up there. Don't put it in a series. Don't put it in a sequence and end up spending too much money on it.
Yeah, that's solid. It'd probably because everybody's pushing, Shopify products and just making like the quick sale.
Yeah.
How many people think you could make money if you mastered that?
If you do that sequence where you go and you pay pennies for targets, then you show them a high value quote system like this, and you get them to quote, boom. And it's so easy and it's awesome on your phone. I mean, I'm not technical at all. I just know how to do Facebook ads. But if I showed you on your phone, it's awesome.
No, it looks great. And then when you got that freaking one call close process, you have their number come through directly from Facebook. They've just seen an ad that is related to what the hell you're going to come and give them and shove that one call close down their throat. I mean, what do you think this ties together to?
Yep.
Dude,
And then
I want you to
honestly,
think about why we did 3 nights.
Honestly, at that point, it's not even fair because you're light years ahead. Like I've said in all the emails, we're going to take you light years ahead.
Yep.
I've said in all the Facebook messages.
This is where you would build it. You know what I mean? You come in and there's all sorts of different things that we show you and strategies. And so what I'm going to do, my part of this.
What about those gatekeepers and shit?
Yeah, what I'm going to do, so the added bonus, this is why I don't care about interest and like and all that stuff from Facebook. I'm going to show you guys something that's super, super secret, okay? This is invitation-only data that is, hold on, I'm just going to minimize some stuff. This is data that I have, that I load in my accounts. This is over 7,000 lines of data that you can put in. Like, look at this. You can decision makers for IT, right? I mean, there's MasterCard, frequent travelers. Like I have Experian data, TransUnion data, MasterCard data, Visa data. I have Polk data, Oracle data, all these third-party DLX data. Like check out all this stuff that you can actually get.
You target someone by their credit score if you wanted to.
Yep, you can target by credit score. You can target by company past purchases, right? So people who are in a company. I mean, look at this stuff. You can go directly to small business owners. I can show you. I can pull all the small business owners out of Nebraska.
Look at that right there. Women-owned businesses. If you want to make that, your specialty.
How laser targeted could you make your ads if you had female?
You pulled this out of Facebook, Steve?
This is all third-party data that you have to get access to. That I would walk people through how to get it, and then it would get loaded into your Facebook, so that when you go to do targeting, this stuff loads automatically.
Shazam!
Like check this out, like. Somebody
didn't even know about that. Yeah.
This is why when I'm running ads, I just crush everybody because I'll use targeting like this. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I mean, look at estimated household income. You know, you can target people making less than 15,000.
Ladies and gentlemen, do you see the value in here with not only local clients because you can target them?
Yeah.
Your occupation. Not only PPL but also affiliate because you can target someone that's likely to buy beauty products. And we know how much money people make.
North Carolina. I'm just going to go by a state.
If you do any kind of e-com, there's that. This is so much.
So consumer, right? So there's TransUnion credit data. Let's see what else I can find in here. I can go by TVs. It's going to do TransUnion. Hold on, it's Oracle data. Literally, this is like, look at, I'm at 6,000 lines right here. So this is everything. So imagine imagine the data that you'll be able to.
There was a question if the info's at the event, and Steve's going to walk everyone through the email to send and where to send it and how to
get it from.
Yeah, I'm going to walk.
It's not guaranteed you will get it always, but the best chance you have of getting the data is Steve. I will tell you that.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. It's there. I think I have what was the technology one I had?
You had one that was their past purchases indicate that they own a certain business type. So
there's so many. So you would go through early adopters.
Is it U.S. only, Steve, or is it
it's UK too. This is UK. I can get UK and US. Let me just see. So again, it's millions and millions of code here. So purchase predictors. I mean, look at all this stuff. Private custom audience.
We've got a bunch of Canadian.
I believe they do have Canadian data available.
Yeah, I think at this point they probably do because like Experian or stuff like that. But I mean, it just to show you, like, granted, I'm not going to be able to small business Saturday shoppers, right? So the idea here is this: everybody else in the world is typing in somebody who likes SEO. Right? Somebody who is interested in buying like servers. I don't even know what that stuff is, but
I want to say something. Look at Top Shelf Liquor. Who's buying Top Shelf Liquor? How creative can you get if you know that you can go out and market to people buying Top Shelf Liquor?
Yeah, I mean, this stuff here I've been able to do. I had some like super high end clients who were selling wristwatches, and I was able to find all sorts of high end things. But what you can do is get around the gatekeeper because this does have employment. It does.
It has position. It has C. Yeah. It has C position people. You can literally
like business title code president.
There you go.
I mean, now look at this. This is not through Facebook, right? This is not somebody who Facebook entered it. This is from Experian.
We all know they like to hand out information.
Yeah, exactly. And look at the audience size. I mean, this is all actual audience sizes right here. So the idea here is I would do a whole segment on this third-party data collector. There's about this Excel sheet right here. These are all the different ones, and I threw it into one here just to kind of get everybody into it. But you go in, you go to Oracle, you go to Epsilon, you go to Experian, and you request access to it. Facebook does not give it out because they don't want to overwhelm everybody. But when you do this, I'll walk you through it. The targeting is going to be so dialed in that that's why it's shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, because you just have this.
You mentioned that last night, and he means it. This is almost.
I will tell you, this data not only does it have like what they have done, it also has predictors that are powered by some amazing technology. So if you're interested in finding like people that might be buying something, they have predictors.
There's a whole. I think there's small business. Right, there's a ton of stuff. So I mean, you would get small business Saturdays, but I think there's small business owners.
Oh, there's small business. There's C people. It'll let you know exactly what position they are in the company. Yeah. That's why I was telling you can go
so what you would
around the gatekeepers.
I would absolutely walk you through this at the live event. So what I would do is I would put all the pieces together, and I'll say, listen, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to make an actual strategy, a campaign that's structured, it doesn't overstep itself, that doesn't duplicate itself, doesn't trip over itself, and show you how you can attract basically weed out all the people who aren't your customers by doing a series of ads to them in sequence, right, with an actual plan behind them. And then with this targeting is just an absolute killer. So
can I ask you a question, Steve? Because there was a statement. What about buying emails and industry emails and then uploading them as a freaking?
Yeah, audience? You can do. So that would be absolutely. So that would be a thing that works very, very well. So it would be you get a customer list and you upload it and you create a custom audience based on that list. And Facebook goes out and it finds the people in that, and then you can target them that way. So if you already have a customer,
what if you had a program that would find those emails for the websites for you?
You can upload it. No matter where you get the emails, you can upload.
But what if you had a program where you could?
Would you like a program that would get all those emails for you?
I would. That's something you all would like. I can upload them all into Facebook.
But what I found hilarious is when you and Corey ranked for that city in 30 seconds the other day.
Yeah. How would everyone like top 3 rankings in like 30 seconds?
Yeah. Multiple
times. Would everyone like a process for that? That's the kind of I on the page for the nfgseo.com/Greensboro, I mentioned a silver bullet. That's fucking it. I didn't know Mike was going to say it tonight, but that's fucking it.
We're done. You know what? Since we're not going to be doing another one, we're giving our process. I mean, I want the same feeling I got this year when people came to me and said, "Look what I did this year." I want to see the same people. I want to see more people coming and saying, "Look at how fucking much my life has changed."
Yeah, I'll take the. If I hit this, where does it go if I hit this?
I'll take it, Steve.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Can this data be done in reverse, i.e., from a list of emails, find their interests? No, let's go reverse. But if you have their emails,
filter them more. Yeah.
If you have their emails, it's even better than an interest.
Yeah. Because you know that they work there.
I will tell you in terms of Facebook search, the weakest thing you can do is interest. The next best thing is you can do that. The third-party data, which is crazy.
All you gotta do is boost.
And then for the top 2 things you can do are, I'm not going to say I'm on a free webinar, but I'll tell you in person.
Yeah, a bunch of people are asking for the link again. nfgseo.com/Greensboro. That's where it's going to be. It's going to be at the Proximity Hotel.
For non-fucking attendance.
I don't have the number in front of me, Mike.
You know what? One other thing that we're going to give out too is we've been working on our scripts. We're going to give you guys an actual script with different rebuttals in there for closing SEO deals. So you'll be able to follow that thing from the top to the bottom and come out on the other side closing.
Take it home, practice it, and then fucking close some people.
That's right. And drink some coffee.
And then drink some coffee after you do it, and whatever other kind of illicit activities you enjoy, after that. But at least
is there hands-free SEO?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, we'll be showing that too, I think. Also, 100%. Mike, Did you want to tell them about the conversion increase for the theme that they're going to get with that one client that was doing AdWords and getting nothing?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Go ahead.
All right, everyone. We took Corey's template for his landing pages, right? And Corey's got a whole, Steve aside, Steve's a fucking badass. Corey was doing this before Steve, and he's got his own lead generation funnel filling activities that he's going to go over as well. But he was sending them to a lander, converting exceptionally well. I took it. I had my web design guy recreate it, add all the specific things that you need to convert or to get them to put in their email, all the triggers in there. Everyone's getting that template. So as far as
how much did that rate increase? Well, he was getting like less than 1%.
He was getting nothing, virtually 0%. The dude was doing web design services. So I was like, okay, here, look at this template. I didn't give him the template because he didn't pay me extra for it, but whatever. But I showed him. I was like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. Move this here, because I had talked to Corey enough. I knew what I was talking about. At that point, I just regurgitated what Corey tells me. He went from 0 to I think 15 to 20% on average conversion rate, and his average client is $5,000. I think that's like on the lower end because it is web design. So
yeah, no,
everyone's going to be getting that.
He
too.
smashed it, and we've got to make more changes with it that are going to smash it even more.
We're having to redesign the whole site to fit this.
There's a question. Can you expand on the traffic generation system section you'll be teaching? Look, we have a circle of trust. We have people that are in a mastermind. We have a lot of seats reserved for them, and they've learned a lot of stuff over the last year. If you come into the circle of trust, we're going to catch you up with certain things and get you to the same kind of information so that you can come and actually have the right line items for everything so it all works as a system. That's why we have to limit the new people. And
traffic, to be honest, is going to be a moot point. Corey's got his system. Steve's got his system. Mike and I have our system. All three of those together, it's pretty fucking beautiful. So not trying to pat myself on the back or ourselves on the back because I got short arms, so I can't reach it.
Yeah, you do. They're really unusually short.
Yeah, I'm like a T-Rex. I've got a huge head and short arms. And we don't want to get into that though. But yeah, to be honest, everyone that's on the fence, if you go and you apply it, I really don't see how you're not going to make money. I'm not going to guarantee it because I'm not you. But really, we're going to give you all the ammo you need to just plow down the competition.
Oh, hey, before you close it, let me drop that link to the one call close. This is an older one. I'm closing deals differently.
You want me to just put it below drop it to me, Corey, drop it in here, and I'll put it below the replay or something.
I think it's in chat. Is that it?
I don't know.
It's not going to be in the replay.
So, yeah, cool. Did everyone get that Vimeo video that Corey sent out?
They say yes.
Yes.
How many people are excited? How many people are coming? We're going to have a fucking party too. You
guys have, if you don't know us, because there are new faces here.
We're some fun people.
There's some after hours shenanigans sometimes.
Yeah, nothing illegal, to be honest. Not that I remember. Well, maybe Mike, but not me. But we do have fun, and the best place to meet new business partners is live events. Mike, where did you meet your best business partner that you've ever had? Where'd you meet him?
My business partner with the quickest growth I've ever had, I met at an event 2.5, 3 years ago. And
yeah, right around 2 years ago, right? Yeah, he got big head and short arms, so he talks loud a lot. He yells at clients. he scares children.
No, guys, we listen. This is a live event. We're not recording an event and selling freaking videos later like certain people. I won't say anything LCT, but I will tell you right now that we will not be recording an event and selling it at a later date. You're going to come meet us face to face.
We don't want that shit to get out. No. It's not
you're going to be part of our circle of trust, or you're not going to be a part of it. That's just how it comes down.
Yeah, and I don't want to have to hold back at all for the shit I say, and there's no way I'm having my stuff on YouTube just because people love stealing ideas.
No, Steve has told me some shit where I've never met an SEO on Facebook, but I finally did meet an SEO on Facebook. And I give Steve the honorary title of SEO because of the shit he has shown me on Facebook. That just fucking makes me go, wow, really? You did that again, dude? And
a few people asked if we're having a Canadian event at some point in the future. This more than likely, unless we do a 10K plus event ever, and that's gonna be like 5 to 10 people. This is probably gonna be it.
We're just getting too busy.
Yeah, because the agency is doing so well. When we brought on Corey, we brought on Steve. It's just insane. But we had already decided to do the event, so we said, why not bring Corey and Steve along for the ride because they bring so much value. Yeah, we're just gonna go out with a fucking bang, guns a-blazing.
The process that made us the money this year that we made, like the additional money that came up, that was new agency, new revenue streams. I will tell you, there's a gentleman that I respect extremely who does about 95K in his boxer shorts on affiliate that is coming just to get the fucking process from Steve and Corey so he can start his agency as a secondary stream. So I'm looking forward to seeing him, and maybe honestly, if you get him a little tipsy, he might talk to you about some of that stuff too. So there's going to be some good people there. Like beyond what you're going to learn, realistically, I did meet my most valuable partner ever at an event, and I think agency events are freaking amazing because
so did I, 100%.
So many freaking processes, and you meet people that compliment you. I mean, we've got Steve, we've got Corey, and I met Corey at an event, and I met Steve online. But like the events, it's just the networking to me is worth it when it comes to.
It is.
You're going to meet people that complement your skills. Like, say you go there and you're like, fuck, I don't understand this Facebook shit at all. I just want to rank. But you're sitting next to someone that's like, yeah, this Facebook shit is it. I know I can drive a ton of leads. Partner with that person. You've got the SEO, they've got the Facebook, and then, just take it from there.
No, it's true. I'm big on abundance theory, and we talk about it when we're in Greensboro, probably too much, especially after hours. But there is more than enough money for all of us out there. And when we start to work together, when you have the same people with these kind of mindsets who have these slightly different interests, like, oh, this person's interested in Facebook, this person's interested in sales, and this one loves link building. Well, then guess what? You're making an extra $100,000 a fucking month.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what I mean about it. But
exactly. So, yeah, I mean, if you see the value here, if you know you can take it, use it, make money. If at all possible, I strongly recommend coming here. I'm not going to beat you over the head with it or anything. Hopefully you see the value. You saw what we provided over the last 2-3 days. Just imagine what we're going to fucking share at a live event. It's going to be, I want it to be earth-shattering, life-changing, everything. I'm not saying it will for everyone, but that is my ultimate goal. And I'm not going to be satisfied if it's not that for a majority of people. I'm just going to consider it a failure, to be honest. So that's my 2 cents on it. If you want to come, you want to hang out, do it. You want to get some badass info from Steve, Corey, Mike, and I, and Angel will be there. We kept
Angel quiet. We should make this dude say something.
Yeah, if you can find him in there. If is the dev team going to be done with that program we're working on, Mike?
I think we might be making people from the event beta what we're talking about.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you're going to be the first.
Yo, go to the event. Angel here. Go to the event. I'll see you guys there.
Angel's going to be dropping some fucking bombs too. Awesome. Thank you, honestly, everyone, for coming. Thanks
for the time. It's been 3 nights, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a lot of work on our end, but we get a lot out of it when we see you guys eating this shit up as we're going through it. I couldn't do it without Steve, Corey, Mike, Angel, everyone on the team. So I really, really appreciate it.
And we appreciate the comments that are coming through right now. So thank you.
Exactly.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
If you can come at all, fucking do it. If you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook or Skype. Actually, everyone add me on Skype if you can. Maybe we'll.
Yeah, let me drop mine in there too if you have any questions.
There's mine. Add me on Skype. I'll accept it. Don't send me any nudie photos unless I ask for them.
Those go to his Hotmail account.
Exactly. Yeah, Hotmail. So There we go.
I should be 12, not 36, bro. When it comes to font size.
What?
Font size is much smaller than yours.
Yeah, good point.
Font size.
So, yeah, if at all possible. And thanks for coming, everyone. See you in Greensboro. Have a great night. Peace out.
Later.
Take care.
Later. Thanks, guys.